So I'm going to take you outside here. It's kind of a rainy day, so we're going to take a look real quick at an area that we get a little bit of flooding when it starts to rain pretty hard here. We're by a couple of our kindergarten classrooms at the front of the school. It's also one of our walker gates where students are coming in the morning and also exiting, where parents are picking up their kids, especially our younger ones. But on a rainy day like today, this is almost an inch to an inch and a half deep in water due to some of our drainage issues. So during the hurricane, we had some pretty significant overflow in our gutters. You can see this residue on the wall from the overflow. It was coming down the wall through the door, and it flooded the entire classroom. So in these two kindergarten classrooms, we got a HVAC issue where it runs, the piping runs from one end of the classroom all the way down to the other, and there's condensation issues where it has ruined the ceiling tiles, and then once we have that moisture up there, it causes other additional problems. We had a whole stack of ceiling tiles in there to replace the ruined ceiling tiles, but because of that heavy rain and the leaking issue, those were ruined as a part of sitting on the ground waiting to replace the ceiling tiles. This is our kindergarten playground, and this fencing right here, I've gotten quotes to get it replaced, and then companies just don't come out to do the work. I don't know if it's that the job is too small, but this is part of the fencing bid. These small sections of fencing that protect our air conditioners that are getting up there in age, as you can tell, and then also a string of fencing that goes down the entire length of the campus. That's only 3-foot fencing that we'd like to increase the height on. Some awning work that we had done about probably January, February timeframe, where we had to repair the awning that was falling through with rotted wood. So they've made that repair, but hopefully that lasts longer than the last time we had to fix it. So this is one of our janitor closets, one of our exterior janitor closets that has been weathered pretty good from just the weather in general. The door opens, but we don't pull on it too hard because we don't want it falling off its hinges. While it's not currently an issue, but it is a reoccurring issue that if our staff doesn't release the water one at a time from each one of the sinks, because of the age of our pipes, it causes a backup, and then it floods out of our drainage pipes and floods the floor. So old pipes is definitely an issue in a building that was built in the 50s. So right now we're in the PE coach's office, which is right off of the cafeteria. We had a recurring leak issue in the roof. We've had roofing company come out here 3 or 4 times over the last year to put patches up, and it's still not doing the job. It really probably, in reality, needs some sort of replacement of the entire roof section. And as you can see by the ceiling tiles, these are things that are needed to be replaced almost every month. And part of that problem is that in some areas on our campus, like this office, there's carpeting. So when the water hits the floor, we try to clean it as much as possible with our carpet cleaners, but it's not something that we can do every day or every week. So sometimes that water sits in there and it causes a smell that is not necessarily a good smell. And those are things that we want to make sure aren't happening for our staff and for our students. So we're right outside the media center right now. We have a small flooring issue with some flooding that was the water was coming up underneath the VCT tile. We have it chipped up right now. We're waiting for a heavy rainstorm to see if we've fixed the problem. We think we may have by pulling a lot of the dirt away from the side of the building. But we don't know yet. It could be roof, could be ground level, and hopefully we are able to find out and get it fixed. Right now we have 8 portables on campus. 5 of them are full. We have about 100 of our 1,000-ish students online, so that it's opened up a little bit of space. So we've taken kids out of the portables and put them into the main facility to help with a lot of issues, but portables are not necessarily the best in terms of security when you're comparing it to a main building. So a room like this now that is being used for storage right now would have students in it if all the students from online were in our building right now. We are at approximately 110, 120% capacity when you're talking about solid building numbers, and then the additional 8 portables that we have full. It's currently raining. This is the only coverage that students have from point A to point B, which is all the way over there in the third grade hallway in the main building. Students will have to travel from here to there with umbrellas because we don't have a covered walkway. A lot of the times when it does rain hard, the dirt is forced because of the water flow over the sidewalks, making it a little bit less safe to travel on them. Some of our quick fixes have been getting donated pavers to put in so that it can help control the flow of water. You know, we've had some success with the pavers, but it's still something that if it rains too hard, the dirt flows right over the sidewalks. The HVAC around campus is a lot of the times it's a lot of little small things, but once we fix one, then another one goes out and we fix that one. And so all of our money is going into the fixing costs, and when you're fixing them over and over and over, you don't have the money to replace them. So it's a constant battle, and it just waterfalls into an untenable amount of budget constraint to be able to replace the ones that really need to be replaced instead of fixed.